Hello friends, Evelyn here again. This time I want to share with you some samples or examples of things that you could do with fabric scraps. I am involved in a challenge and a swap on Made by You on Facebook. So if you guys would like to check us out, we are on Facebook. And so we had to come up with just different ways of using those little scraps of fabric that you may have from leftover projects. So this is one example. What can you make with a scrap of ribbon? You could make a pretty bow. So this was something that I just tied on here. These are some, this is a small gift that I'm gonna be giving my partner. And so I just tied a pretty bow on it. That's one example of what to do with a scrap. I also have I like to sew on felt. So this is another example of what I thought of. I did get this idea from Pinterest. And so you just take a little scrap of felt and you make it into a little house. I stamped the word home on a little piece of paper, added a button and a little strip of ribbon. And there you go. That's another thing you could do. Or you can include your little scraps on a topper. And there you go. Don't throw away those scraps. Here is another example. I'm going to be sharing some of my prettier scraps of fabric, and I made an embellishments with them. I added a button, a flower, and that's another way. And these you can put on bag toppers or just swap them. Another thing is you can incorporate them on your toppers. See, I made kind of this banner here and just using a glue gun and burning your fingers. Using a glue gun, I added a ribbon, I added a button, and you have a bag topper. You can use them on your bag toppers. Here is another example of what you can do. You can swap your prettier pieces of scraps, of fabric scraps. And I'm gonna be sharing some of these. These are some of my favorites. I don't keep every single scrap. If I really, don't care for it very much, I'll just toss it. But usually the fabrics that I do have, I like it. They're very colorful. And again, this is another way of incorporating the toppers. These are toppers. I'll show you the back. And you just start gluing with the glue gun, just gluing on the little pieces of fabric scraps to your liking. You add a button, and you got a pretty topper. So that's a few things right there. I think we had to do 5. I think I exceeded. I made these they could be a bookmark, or you can use it as just an embellishment for a package. And on this one, I did color the stamped image, and I used Stiffy, I believe that's the product, to stiffen fabric. So it is rather stiff. And I punched a hole in the top and kind of made it like a flag. So, like I said, I did color the image and cut the image out using my Hello Kitty stamp. Here is another one. I made a tag. And again, this is, just using a leftover piece of scrap fabric and some of this gauze, just gauzy material that I have lying around, and just added some pretty buttons. There you go. This one, I used a paint chip on the back. I'll show you. It's a paint chip. I did staple the, did I staple? I think I did. I stapled No, it's not stapled. Sorry about that. This is just some glue that is on the backing, but I did sew the buttons on. So the buttons are sewn. And this image I did fussy cut and stamp out. But it's just a, you know, a paint chip. You could use it as an embellishment. So here's another example. I have another, you know, gauzy, this gauzy material. This was actually from produce. These were lemons. This is the lemon, the packaging that the lemon, when you purchase lemons, comes in. So I used that, and I just incorporated one of my yo-yos. I made this little, like this little folio. So, you know, I hope you guys like my ideas. There's so many things that you could do with scraps. You kind of just, at the moment, think, wow, I'm just gonna toss it, but then all of a sudden you get like an inspiration. So, thanks for watching, and these are some of the things that I've made. Bye.